friend Ryan had the coolest thing happen to him. Ryan has autism, like me and many of our friends. I've known Ryan for a long time, and he's done a lot of amazing things, but this year was something special for him. Guys like Ryan and I, we call ourselves neurodiverse. That just means we think a little differently. But even though we might not think or communicate like everyone else, we want the same things others do. As we grow up, we want to find jobs and use our many talents. That's where Ryan's story begins. A job search and a handwritten letter.
And a soon-to-be high school grad from right here in Virginia gets creative with his job search.
Leesburg, Virginia man Ryan Lowry has begun his search in a unique way, posting a handwritten letter to his LinkedIn page.
He's gifted at math. He learns fast, even if it's just not the same way others learn. But
I don't learn like typical people do. I would need a mentor to teach me, but I learn quickly. Once you explain it, I get it.
Parents say he's been contacted by people from around the world.
He even has calls in the coming weeks with Fortune 500 companies.
ABC's David Muir shows his words of determination. Take a look.
Finally tonight here, the young man applying for a new job and his cover letter. His words, his determination, America strong.
Folks at Exceptional Minds tell us they would like to offer you a scholarship to their summer animation program. What do you think about that?
Wow, I would sign up for the summer animation program.
And from Ryan, a promise.
I will show up every day, do what you tell me to do, and work really hard.
Seeing something that's handwritten immediately gets your attention in a different way. And there is a sense that comes through here of this is a writer who feels, I know I should be writing something by hand, and that's the polite and thoughtful thing to do, and so I'm going to do that. And the handwriting itself says some things too. It is very organized, well-spaced, well-written, clear. This is something that someone obviously took time with. And that right away gives you a sense of, kind of sincerity.
Ryan's letter struck a chord, not just with those in the autism community who shared his experience, but with employers all over the world. Ryan heard back from some of the biggest companies in the world, and in the process made them aware of just how many people with autism are looking for jobs. Take a look at people on the autism spectrum about the same age as Ryan and I. Of those young adults, almost 42% have never worked for pay. Of people in their 20s on the spectrum, only about 58% are employed. According to a study from Drexel University, this is one of the lowest employment rates among disability groups. This lack of employment has nothing to do with education. Of college graduates living with autism, 85% are unemployed. Studies suggest the lack of employment is due to other factors, namely lack of autonomy and lack of opportunity. Despite these stats, it should come as no surprise that people with autism can make excellent workers when given the opportunity.
When he talks about needing a mentor to teach me, but I learn quickly once you explain it. As someone, if I was reading this as a potential employer, I would have absolutely no problem with that. In fact, as somebody who has hired people and trained people for a long time, that's the kind of thing I want to see. I don't want somebody who's going to tell me I already know how to do this job. And so the idea of providing him with someone to explain things is a very reasonable request, and in fact makes me more confident that he's serious in his intention to do a really good job.
These facts paint a picture of the unique problem facing young adults living with autism, but many in the community are working to change this. Ryan's letter and his raw, genuine search for employment has cast light on this important issue. Ryan's simple, genuine letter was viral, but it was a long journey for Ryan to learn how to express himself. Growing up, Ryan always had fun, spending time with his family, and doing all the things kids do, but Ryan had trouble communicating. He was mostly nonverbal, which made it hard for him to share his thoughts, feelings, and also made it difficult to make friends. Through different therapies, including music therapy, Ryan found his voice. While at first he wasn't able to communicate how he felt or what he wanted, over time he gained many different ways to communicate with others. From playing piano, acting on stage, and writing music, Ryan now had many creative outlets he could use to convey his emotions. But as his letter shares, there was one he still wanted to learn: animation. One of his first major steps toward the end goal of becoming a professional animator was the creation of his first animated short.
Hi, I'm Ryan. The story begins with me, Ryan Lowry. I wanted Dad to sign me up on LinkedIn because I wanted a job in animation. I wanted to put out a letter to all animation companies because I really wanted a job in animation. I handwrote the letter. It's more personal that way. Plus, I have great handwriting. I posted it and went to bed. To my surprise, the letter went viral and my LinkedIn account was shut down. They thought it was a robot. Everyone started posting about job opportunities, among other things. There was an overwhelming amount of support, and many families shared their stories with me. Many were neurodivergent like me and looking for a chance. I got a call from Jay from ABC. He interviewed me and wanted to hear the story of how I wrote the letter. As my story grew, I learned from commenters about a lot of different neurodiverse programs around the country. One in particular caught my eye. They teach adults on the autism spectrum how to animate. They were called Exceptional Minds, and I heard from Lester Holt that they offered me a scholarship. Because of my letter, I also am now taking an IT course with Millwood's Ability program. They are both helping me fulfill my dream of getting a job. I am very thankful. I wanted to thank everyone who supported me and is following me through this journey. I wanted to tell my story in this, my first cartoon. Take a chance on me. Take a chance on us.
With his music therapist, Ryan also wrote an original song about his story as a thank you to all those who supported him by reading his letter. He thanked them for taking a chance on people like him.
Thank you for reading, so I can keep dreaming. Thank you for seeing me for who I am. I only hope that people like me can have opportunities to take a chance on people like me. People you don't see in high places typically. Take a chance, you'll see all we can achieve when people choose to believe.
We can't thank Ryan enough. Ryan opened a door for all of us who have autism. In fact, he helped anyone out there who has any form of disability to be seen, to be considered. I'm proud of our friend Ryan.